All right, staying with the police killings, two police officers have been gunned down while responding to a robbery at a house in Namahadi, Qwa Qwa in the Free State. The incident happened last night. To unpack this, let's now welcome Calvin Rafadi. Calvin is a forensic and crime expert. Sir, good afternoon to you and thank you so much for your time. I want to start with the case that we've just heard now in Gqeberha, where the police officer was allegedly killed by teenagers. The 17-year-old and 18-year-old were arrested yesterday, we understand. To what extent do these murders expose, firstly, just how brazen these criminals are, and secondly, exposes the lack of safety around police officers?
Good afternoon and greetings to your viewers. Compliments of the new season. Indeed, we're starting a calendar year with condolences to the members of SABC, and it's uncalled for. The criminals are so brazen, but what worries us more especially is that young people are committing this particular crime. So, you know, it's once again the issue of role modeling. They've got role models, they are recruited to commit these particular crimes, and not only that, they are high on drugs and high on alcohol abuse. So indeed, many members of our society, more especially those who respond to these horrific crimes, they are under siege. And, you know, because all because of the criminals are evading to be arrested or they want to take their service pistol.
Of course, we discussing police killings in the country. We've seen, we spoke earlier on about the New Year's Eve killing of a police officer. Two teenagers being arrested yesterday, a 17-year-old as well as an 18-year-old. The 17-year-old, in fact, appearing in court today. And of course, today, two police officers were gunned down while responding to a robbery at a house in Namahadi, in Qwa Qwa, in the Free State. In fact, that happened last night. So as we are talking about this, I recall towards the end of last year, you specifically calling for a state of emergency to be declared in the Eastern Cape province in order to deal with illegal guns. Please expand on this. I mean, even in this latest incident, the two teenagers, they managed to rob that police officer of his service pistol.
Yes, indeed. Our reason why I was calling for a state of emergency in the Eastern Cape is because of already it has been identified as one of the hotspots whereby there's mass shooting, there's, you know, even political killings, but there's high number of firearms. Now, where you call a state of emergency is that it gives, you know, the police more powers, and even the private securities, even some of the army personnel, to go on the ground and do a search and seizure and get the guns off the street. That's why even when it comes to issues of Operation Shanyela, it's a good move. The only thing is that the criminals are aware that Operation Shanyela starts to be effective from either Wednesday or Thursday going towards Sunday. But Monday, Tuesday, it's free for them to move guns even everywhere around. So once we've got the state of emergency, we are able to get the guns off the street. Like now, what we just told you that, you know, we are very worried that a youth or underage, even boys, are committing these particular crimes. And the reason being, they are looking for firearms so that they can show to their role models or to their masters so that they've got a tool to trade and belong in the gang. So then once they are recruited, they've got a gun to now go and operate. And most of them, they are high on drugs and also the abuse of alcohol.
And I mean, you speak about the state of emergency. You also mention operations like Operation Shanyela. To what extent would treating violent incidents and violent crime as organized crime under the Prevention of Organized Crime Act, to what extent will that ensure successful and maximum prosecution? And should these killings also not be seen and viewed in that particular light?
Yeah, you see, when you deal with operations like Operation Shanyela, you go on the ground, the search and seizure, you take off the guns off the street. Now, when you speak of POCA Act, Prevention of Organized Crime, that's when now you've got persons of interest. Now we're talking about the role models. Even Pretoria, Calvin is known as one of the big guys in the cash in transit. Once you activate POCA, you are able to follow the money. How do I lifestyle audit? And get even asset forfeiture unit to go after that particular criminal. So they work parallel. You take off the role models of the street, you take out all the illegal firearms of the street, and then you are able to now deal with the crime decisively.
Calvin, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for that. Calvin Rafadi is a forensic and crime expert, just talking about the latest police killings in the country.